Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Pulse here with the PeakBot team. I am Dillon, co-founder and co-host, joined by my fellow co-founder and co-host, Ben. Ben, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Ready for
Excellent.
another short trading week. I feel like 2024 has been packed with short trading weeks so far.
It has been. Of course, yesterday was President's Day here in the States. We are ready and locked and loaded for Tuesday to Friday week. So we got a couple new things here for you today on the show. We will be later on introducing a new contest, but we're also going to be taking a look at our watch list. For anybody who's been tuned in with PeakBot, they've recognized that we're constantly making updates and tweaks to our watch list, as that's kind of the staple, one of the foundations of our business and our whole trading experience. So we're constantly trying to provide the simplest user experience while also providing you all the information needed to feel good about the trades you're making. We've got some updates that we're excited to show you there. So we'll be getting into that, and we'll go over the contest, and then we'll look at my portfolio for the week. And I think that's it. Of course, we highly encourage questions. Good timing. We'll have a number down below, but right now, of course, we're streaming live on Twitter and YouTube. Feel free to put your comments or questions in the chat. We have an answer to everything. It's in our nature, and it's also, we want to provide full transparency here with our business. So anything you want us to take a look at, if it's a stock chart or if you have a question on how PeakBot works for anybody new, PeakBot automated stock trading for the everyday retail trader. Our bread and butter is in option selling strategies like the wheel and the iron condor. So I'll hand it off to Ben. We'll take a look at the new wheel watch list, and we'll go from there.
All right, well, let's do it. Pulling up the watch list here. As Dillon mentioned, we are always making updates to this watch list. We made a handful of updates last week. I'm not going to spend too much time going over the watch list itself. If you're a recurring listener here or viewer, you know what the watch list is all about. You kind of know how we put it together. If you're not sure, shoot us a question. Happy to go over it. Or, you could also look at some past episodes that we've done. But some of the big updates are we got rid of the color coding for trend and risk level, and we decided to make the entire watch list just a heat map, if you will. And what we're doing with this heat map is any stock with a low risk level and a bullish trend is going to appear in this darker green. As we get into a neutral trend, that green kind of lightens up a little bit. And then as we get into a bearish trend, still on lower stocks, that's going to be a light green. So we're kind of making a stoplight effect here. You'll see as we're getting into yellow. Before we get down to yellow, though, you'll notice that there's this blue like tab looking thing here on the date. Now this is earnings date. The date and these few cells here will highlight in blue now if there are expected earnings within the next, I think we're on with 7 days now. So within the next 7 days, if a company is reporting earnings, you'll see this this blue, I'll call it flag on the date here. I'll zoom in just a little bit so we can see this data a little bit better. I'm going to keep scrolling, and my screen's frozen at the moment, so bear with me. So as we get down into the moderate risk stocks, we've got this deeper yellow for the stocks and the companies in a bullish trend. If we keep going, neutral, we get into a little lighter yellow, and then bearish, we get into almost like a whitish yellow. So we're getting lighter there as we move down from bullish to neutral to bearish. And the reason why we're organizing it that way is because we're typically looking at this watch list from the put side. Now, if you're selling cash secured puts or put credit spreads, we know that that's a bullish to neutral strategy. So we want to, of course, put the bullish picks on top, moving down to the neutral and then down into the bearish. Of course, the associated risk level is what's driving the overall order of this watch list, but the trend, of course, matters as well. And then as we get into higher risk stocks, We're going with a light red, and we're actually going to get darker as we get into neutral and bearish, just to throw up as many warning signs as we can. We usually have a lot of people trading higher risk stocks. And, if we look at this column over here, we can see why, right? Like there's higher return, but of course there's higher risk. If you get assigned shares, there's no telling what that stock price could do. You could find yourself in a situation you don't want to find yourself in. And, ultimately you might not be happy with your trade. So the main reason really for reorganizing the watch list in this manner is because we do want focus up top here. Like there's some great companies to trade with some great returns. Like I'm looking at United. United is my top pick for this week, and we'll go over our picks in just a little bit. But I need about $4,100 in my account set aside to trade United this week. I'm estimated to earn about $25 in premium. That's a 0.6% return on my cash needed in premium this week. And I feel really good about trading a lower risk level stock and a stock that's in a bullish trend, especially when I'm on the put credit spread side. So again, we've reorganized the watch list to showcase lower risk stocks up top. We are organizing by bullish first, then neutral, then bearish. And then the order within each of these, I'll call it sub tranches, is of course, what we've always done, our weekly return percentage estimate. And again, that is the estimated weekly return divided into the estimated cash needed in order to make this trade. And again, the estimated cash needed is how much cash you would need in your account in the case that you were assigned those shares if the sold contract expired in the money. And if you're selling your spreads, if the stock price was between your spread at expiration, meaning you were in the money on your sold put and you were out of the money on your bought put. Dillon, any further comments on what we want to cover on this tab? If not, I'll move on to the remove tickers tab.
No, I think you covered it. Remove tickers is next up. Yeah, hit it.
Cool. So we added this tab to the watch list here, remove tickers. You'll find it right at the top. All of this is in red because this is technically all tradable by PeakBot still. We're not disabling the trade capability on these particular stocks because we know that some of you might be assigned shares, you might be holding them, and you might refer back to this watch list each week to get a sense of what your potential return could be. Unfortunately, I'm staring at my favorite trade right here, dead in the eyes, Carvana, top of this list. For those of you that have been following us, you'll know that I love trading Carvana. But here's a criteria for what stocks make it off of the watch list onto this removed tickers watch list. It's either the risk level is too high, in our opinion, the estimated return on net premium is under $10, or the option data was not able to be found for the ticker. And there's some cases where that's just the case, right? Especially if there's low liquidity. We might not be able to pull entirely accurate data, and we don't want to be advertising entirely inaccurate potential returns as a result. So we're going to throw those on the watch list here. This watch list, there's really no, I guess there is some sort of sorting here. I got to change the color there. We're sticking with the very high, bullish, neutral, bearish, and so on. So these are just stocks to look out for, right? If you're in a current position, feel free to look at this as reference, but we really want to stick to the wheel tab here and take a look at the actual watch list, not the stocks that were removed from the watch list for any of the reasons that we just stated.
So Ben, I just want to make a comment quick. We had a lot of people just join on Twitter. I think some of our partners retweeted us, and we got about 30 or some odd people in Twitter right now. We just want to set the tone really quick for anybody who's just joining in. We're PeakBot. We've built an automated stock trading platform for the retail trader. We automate well-known, time-tested, relatively low-risk option selling strategies like the wheel and the iron condor. What you're seeing on the screen behind us is our weekly updated wheel watch list. Okay. You can find this at usepeakbot.com/watchlists. I'll put this in the chat. We're just reviewing the new updates we made, a heat map, sorting from the lowest risk trades down to the highest risk based on the trend of the stock, as well as the volatility associated with that stock for the week. Anything highlighted in blue is reporting earnings this week or next week. And sorry, I just wanted to do that just because we got a new crowd coming in. If there's any questions, please do not hesitate to ask us. Throw them in the chat. We're here if you wanted to take a look at a certain stock. If you have any questions on how PeakBot works, how we're automating trades on your behalf, don't hesitate. We're here to help. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but any questions, just let us know. And then, Ben, I'll give it back to you, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that, Dillon. Welcome, everybody on Twitter. I think now, actually, we want to get into the competition that we're starting, at least internally right now.
Yep.
So, Dillon, do you want to give a quick overview? I'll share screen.
Sure.
And I'm just going to tease the leaderboard real quick.
Okay.
Zoom out a bit while you give the details behind
Sure.
this competition that we're starting.
Awesome. So this is new starting this week. We're calling it PB Picks. What we're doing is based off of our wheel strategy, which is PeakBot's most popular automated strategy. We sell weekly contracts. Okay, opens on Monday, in this case Tuesday, expires on Friday. Okay, we preset the deltas, the strike prices, everything is done for you. All you got to do is go to the watch list and select your stock. Now, what we've done is internally with our team, we got 4 members of the PeakBot team picking 3 different stocks every week that we like for whatever reasons we like them for, and we give a basic reasoning. And we're going to select one of those 3 every week to kind of represent our pick. And we're going to give it a scoring system. So as you can see, we'll go over this in just a second. My 3 picks for the week. And then if the stock expires out of the money on Friday when the contract is complete, we will give ourselves +1 point. If we finish in the money, we will get a -1 point. Okay. The reason we're scoring it this way, we want to keep it incredibly simple. Okay. While at the same time, our goal, okay, the reason we're giving points for expiring out of the money is because we want to avoid assignment as much as humanly possible. Now, we don't hate getting assigned shares, but what we've realized in building this business and for our traders is there's a lot of people picking high volatility stocks, and they end up getting assigned those shares on stocks that they're not comfortable owning. Okay. They're not familiar with the stock. They're not tied to it emotionally, fundamentally, technically. And they end up getting these shares, and they have a couple $100 in unrealized losses in their account. And they start panicking. And they're like, oh, well, I don't want these shares. I want to sell them. What do I do? We want to encourage traders, without giving financial advice, to select stocks that you're comfortable owning, that you feel good about in the long run, that you've done your analysis on, or just know that, you know, they're not going anywhere, right? We'll go back to my dad's example of, you know, my dad doesn't know what he's doing in the stock market, but he uses the wheel strategy to trade Amazon, Verizon, and Google. Doesn't touch it all year. He knows those companies are going to be around. He knows that over the long run, those companies are going to, you know, maybe they'll have some bad weeks, but overall, those stocks typically grow year over year. So that's the whole idea. We pick these stocks right from our watch list. Okay, go to usepeakbot.com and check out the watch list. It gets updated every day. All right, but that's the contest, and we're going to pit ourselves against each other, see who comes out on top, and eventually we're going to roll this out to the public. So if you're in the comments and you're watching right now and you're interested, feel free to check out the watch list right now, or even if it's not on the watch list, if you
shoot us a DM if you're interested too, because we'll put you on the list. We're going to be phasing this out. We're going to do this internally for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be extending the competition to our influencer partners, and then after that we'll extend it to a limited group. I'm thinking probably like 20 or 30 seats at first, because there will be prizes for this competition as well. we don't know what those prizes will be yet. We'll take some polls to figure out what's going to get people out of bed. But yeah, this will be available. This type of competition will be available soon to the public. So let us know if you're interested. Secure your seat, and we'll make sure we keep you updated.
Awesome. So yeah, and the idea is, look, when we did this week, we all submitted our picks by Sunday, and I won't speak for Ben and the rest of the team, but after I did my analysis, I spent 20, 30 minutes checking out charts and news and technicals and pricing. And guess what? I completely changed my PeakBot portfolio. I removed anything else I was trading except for, one call credit spread that I'm in this week. And I threw these 3 picks into my portfolio, because I feel good about them now. And I'm not going to panic if I get assigned. So let's pull the screen back up and we'll get into it. So,
So Dylan, let's start with you. Your top pick, and what we'll do is we'll go over. There's 4 of us that are in this internally that we decided on. It's Dylan, Thomas, who, if anybody has called our number, you might have talked to Thomas. There's myself, and then we do have a advisor, John, who is getting in on this competition as well. So it's just going to be the 4 of us right now. But Dylan, why don't you go over your top pick of General Motors? I'll get a chart ready.
Sure.
When you're ready, but
so actually,
your reasoning.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to share my screen. I already have a chart pulled up,
Okay, cool.
And we'll go from there. So, my pick for this week for the wheel strategy, again, weekly expiring contracts. We're selling put credit spreads and call credit spreads. I'm selecting General Motors. So if we take a look at this on the watch list, I'll just pull it up here really quick. We're going to notice that GM is right here. Currently, the stock is trading at $38.70. When we're double green here, bullish and lower, that's a good sign, right? With the wheel strategy, we're looking for neutral to bullish trends, and the low risk, I love it. The risk is decided based on the size of the spread versus the cost of the stock. Okay, so we can see our max loss for this contract for this put credit spread this week is $150. So low max loss. I love that. It's because our spread is $1.50. Okay, our preset strike prices are $36.50 and $38. We're selling the 30 delta, buying the 10 delta. Okay, for anybody new to PeakBot, those are the deltas and the strike prices that the bot's going to execute on for you every week. Okay, giving you roughly a 70% chance of finishing out of the money and just collecting rent without getting assigned shares, and about a 30% chance of ending an assignment. So with GM this week, I'm going to set aside $3,800, $17 I'm earning in premium, which is just short of 0.5% in weekly return from a premium standpoint. I like this. If we take a look at it, there's a really strong support at $38. I'll pull that chart up in just a second, which is our estimated sold put strike for the week. And we got strong technical and analyst forecasts. So if we go on to Tradier's site here, I'll pull up the trading view version of the chart in just a second. But if we look at the technical analysis right here for the week, we got 13 buy signals, 9 neutral with only 4 sell signals here. So an overwhelming buy for the technical analysis on GM. If we take a look at the chart here, there's a pretty strong support right around the $38 strike price this week, which is what I liked to see. So, I think we're in a good pattern here. I think we got a good amount of breathing room between where it's trading now and our strike price. And then if we look at the technical analysis through TradingView here, the summary as well as even the moving averages, we're looking at a very strong buy. So I'm liking General Motors this week. I actually added it into my PeakBot portfolio. As we can see here, I've added it in here. We can show you guys later in the show how to get a stock added into your portfolio. But I'm ready to rock with GM this week. That's my pick. Ben, I can go over these other two now if we want to, just briefly. I can spend 10 seconds on each of them. What do you think? And then we'll move into yours. You're on mute.
I'm muted. Yeah,
Rookie.
I did it. I say no. Let's just go over the top pick for everybody.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to be covering 12 stocks, and that'll take a while.
Okay. So you can see my other two picks here, Macy's and United Airlines. Ben, let's shift down. I can stop sharing my screen and we'll go back to yours if that works, and you can go over your pick.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
I'll bring my screen up real quick. So my top pick is also on Dillon's list, actually. Mine is United, United Airlines, ticker UAL. We're in a bullish trend, lower risk. My reasoning is there's a small max loss right now. If we go back to the watch list, we will see a max loss of $150, which is appealing for me, right? I want to see a good risk reward ratio. We've got a 0.6% return estimated. We're number 2 on the watch list this week. It's a little bit lower lower value stock. So you need less cash in your account to actually make this trade. Going back here, we've got over 15 analysts calling this a buy. And it's currently trading $20 below the average target price. Now, what do I do to figure that out? I just go over to Webull. You don't need a Webull account or anything. You can just go to app.webull.com. I go to the analysis tab here and I click on analysts, and you can see there's it's hard to see. Actually, if we could just move our faces away from the
or just get rid of us for a second. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. All right, let me zoom in here because I find this really useful. If I'm on Webull, I go to the analysis tab. I'm looking at this. We've got 28 analysts that Webull's picking up here. We've got 29% and 43% calling them either a strong buy or a buy. So that's a pretty significant percentage. And then if we look at the average analyst target price, the target price for United is $49. So I think in my analysis, I put $20. I might have put 10. We're trading $10 below the average target price. Sorry, I'm looking at GM right now. That's my fault. I was looking at yours, Dillon.
It's not your day. It's not your day, Ben.
It's not. I'm feeling a little sick. So for United, we've got 21 analysts looking at United. We've got 24% calling them a strong buy, 57% calling them a buy. I mean, you add that together, that's like 80% of all analysts are saying this is a buy. Yes, we are trading $20 below the average target price, which to me indicates, we've got some strong potential to move up. And then, we're even from the low target price, we're still trading below that. So in trading a bullish to neutral strategy in the put credit spread, I feel pretty solid about United as my pick. If I go over to Tradier, I'm going to look at the 1 month chart. Pretty choppy. Overall direction is up-ish over the last month or so. So for the short term, it looks like we're trading in a band of, I'll call it 41 to 43.50, approaching the bottom of this band right now. We'll see if we get a bounce off of some support this week. Then if we look at the technical analysis tool, I'm going to switch this to 1 week. We've got 10 sell signals, 10 neutral, 6 buy. Of course, I'm going to add up the buy and the neutral. That adds up to 16 versus the 10 on the sell. I feel more comfortable with that. United is my top pick for this week for all of those reasons, really. Awesome. Very quickly, I'll go over Thomas and John's, and we'll make this list public. I don't know how we're going to do that exactly yet, but we'll make this pick list public, and
I'll be tweeting it today.
The board public. Okay, cool. But I think it's important to look at the reasoning for each of these picks. So Thomas's top pick this week is Pfizer. And Pfizer, Thomas put in a small blurb here. It's a quality stock. Many analysts consider it undervalued. Solid balance sheet. Many analysts see a good valuation to be $54 per share. Right now, it's trading at $27 per share, so indicating a lot of potential movement upwards. And Thomas says Pfizer took a hit after it acquired CGen for 43 billion. And he knows that even if he gets assigned shares, he'll be getting a 6% dividend. Not sure when Pfizer is paying out that dividend, but good note. If you do own the shares, if you happen to get assigned and the X date comes, you'll get an extra payout. So if we look at Webull real quick, we've got 25 analysts reporting on Webull. It looks like just under, about 40% of them are calling them a strong buy or a buy. We're trading just below the average target price on Webull by like $5, a little under $5. If we go over to our Tradier account, I'm going to be looking at the technical analysis tool. First, the 1 month chart looks like we were in a downtrend overall, a little bit low on the month. I'm going to look at the technical analysis 1 week. We've got a tie here between sell and neutral signals. So I'm not as confident about Thomas's pick, but Thomas feels good about it. So we'll let him stick with that. And this is why we're having a competition here, right? We're going to see who's the better picker. And then finally, we've got John picking FCX. He's saying this is bullish, strong support around $37. Thinks there could be a possible parabolic shift coming up. I will quickly bring this up on Tradier. Look at our technical analysis tool. 1 week, we've got 10 neutral, 11 buy. That's 21 points in our favor, 5 sell. If we look at the 1 month chart, that chart looks like a mess to me. No real direction that can be drawn from that, in my opinion. But we'll see how this shakes out at the end of the week. So again, we've each chosen 3 different tickers off of the watch list. If the contracts expire out of the money, we get 1 point. If they expire in the money, we get -1 point. We will be keeping track on this leaderboard here. This will be public. Of course, there's no points here because we're just starting this week. But I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a fun little competition here.
I'm looking forward to it more after looking at Thomas and John's picks. I think we're in a good spot here, Ben. We're going to be rolling this out this week and next week, probably just internally, see how it works, work out the kinks, figure out if the scoring system is what we want it to be. And then once we feel good about it and we got some traction here, we're going to roll this out to the public. We're going to get you guys involved. We're going to hand away some cash prizes, maybe some other prizes. If there's anything that you want from a prize, let us know. We're going to do our best. Don't be saying, you want a Tesla. But let us know what you want. And we want to get you involved. The idea here is to get more educated on the stocks that you're trading while also saving time and eliminating emotion to actually make the trade. Everybody here who might be new, I think I should share my screen and show how to get a stock added into your PeakBot portfolio. So I'm going to pull up my screen here and we'll get into it. So this is the PeakBot app. Okay. It's a web-based app. Just go to app.usepeakbot.com. It's also very mobile friendly. You will not find this in the App Store, but you can download it from your mobile browser as an icon on your home screen on your phone if you have an iPhone or an Android. If you're watching this, you have an iPhone or an Android, most likely. And if you don't, well, too bad. So what we see over here is our chart. Okay, this is showing our results, what we earned in premium versus our realized gains and losses. This is our automated portfolio. So if we take a look at my PeakBot picks this week, I chose General Motors, Macy's, and United Airlines. As you can see, I'm trading all 3 of those this week. I got 1 put credit spread on General Motors, 2 put credit spreads on Macy's, and another put credit spread on United Airlines. This C3 AI is actually a call credit spread for this week. I got assigned the shares last week. I have a very minimal unrealized loss in my account. We will be taking a look, if this loads quickly, at where that falls on the watch list. Let me just see here. Yeah, so if I type in C3, let's see if it pops up. Okay, nothing's easy. We're gonna shift, and get back to how to add a stock into your automated portfolio. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to remove GM just so I can show you guys how to re-add it. So we're going to remove this here. And now if I click start new automation, all right, 3 steps we're going to have you in and out of here. Step 1, select the bot you'd like to trade. Okay, we have the wheel and the iron condor strategy. The wheel is the most popular right now. So we're going to select the wheel. Step 2, select your stock. Okay, I can type out the name of the ticker or I can type out the name of the business. Either way, it's going to show up. And final step is step 3, set my budget. What number, how many spreads or contracts do I want to sell here? Okay, for this week, I'm just going to sell 1 contract or 1 spread on General Motors. Okay, if I wanted to do 2, I can do so. I can actually go up to 10 contracts per or 10 spreads per stock on PeakBot, depending upon your subscription level. Okay. And you'll notice that number in yellow actually adjusts. That's telling you the estimated amount of cash you should have in your account to run these contracts, just in case you end up getting assigned the shares. Okay. And that's it. I hit activate. I agree. And the stock is now going to be added in to my automated portfolio right over here. And you'll notice that it's now live and active. So today, when the market opens in about a half an hour, the bots are going to start collecting information. Our contracts enter between 11 and 12 o'clock Eastern. Okay. We like to let the market settle down after the first 90 minutes or so. And there's a lot of action, a lot of volatility. But right around 11 or 12 o'clock Eastern is when our contracts start to enter. So whether you're at work, sitting in traffic, spending time with family, on vacation, whatever it is, your bot is going to actually execute the trade for you. You'll be notified, depending upon your broker and your settings, but you'll be notified. And that's it. Stock trader in your pocket. All right. This is how Wall Street and hedge funds have been trading for decades. We just wanted to build an easy, affordable, and transparent platform for the everyday person. All right. We're not industry guys. We don't come from Wall Street. We're just retail traders like the rest of you watching this who decided enough's enough. We got to build a better mousetrap here. Let's make this available for the everyday person, provide all the information you need, and give you some hands-free trading here. So anything I missed, Ben?
No, I mean, I think there's a line that Thomas from our team said to us that really resonated. And he, as we were thinking about, what's the core, philosophy of PeakBot, what does that all go back to? He mentioned something that really resonated with me. He said, if the market was really made for everybody, why is it only open between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. when a majority of people are at their day jobs at work and they can't do anything about it? So, how can we be active in the market when we're at our day job? For me, automation is the answer.
Yep. There's really no other answer, or you're sneaking off to the bathroom to try to react to an alert, and you're not being productive at work, and you're focused on your portfolio, and you're scared about some type of trade happening or assignment that you might miss out on. Nobody needs that stress in their life. Put a stock trader in your pocket. Everybody's going to have one of these in the next year or two. We consider ourselves early in the world of options and equities trading. There's a lot of crypto bots out there, a lot of Forex bots out there. The industry, it has not gotten the greatest, how do I want to put this? There's a lot of bad business out there. There's a lot of businesses making a ton of claims that they can make you 50%, 100% a day or by lunch. That's not us. This is a long-term, slow growth investment strategy, collect and rent between, 0.5%, 1% a week, right? And that adds up at the end of the year. This idiot made 32%. Me made 32% last year on the wheel strategy with PeakBot. It's the first time I ever made money in the stock market. I'm the layman of the group. Ben and our other team members are the ones who coded these algorithms. I'm just the guy who said, oh my God, this is working. We got to get this in the hands of everybody. So go to our website, use peakbot.com, feel free to schedule time on our calendar. We give one-on-one demos to anybody who would like one. You'll end up talking to me. Okay, we're here. We're available. You can text or call us. We'll throw just the number up on the screen one more time. That's our business line. Message us anytime. There's also a chat feature on our website and in your PeakBot account if you create one. Message us. We're here to help. We're fully transparent. We share a full list of our traders' results on our website. Got nothing to hide here, guys. So let us know if you need anything. We appreciate you tuning in for the show this week. This is not our normal time slot. Next week and normal weeks will be live Mondays at 8:30 a.m. on Twitter and on YouTube. So go follow us on Twitter at UsePeakBot. Go to our YouTube channel, same name, UsePeakBot. Click subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified every week we go live. And tune in for our PeakBot picks, everything from exploration to automation in the world of option selling. So appreciate you. Again, Dillon and Ben, co-founders of PeakBot. We will see you at the peak. Thanks so much, everybody. Good luck this week.